Innovation Nation. Harry here in Austin with esteemed analyst Ken Dwight out of Houston. So we're going to have a little Texas talk today, and we're not talking viruses and all that stuff. We'll get back to that next month, but I want to talk about something that Ken and I have both recently done. In my case, it's renewing my IAMCP membership, and then Ken, I believe in your case, it's joining the IAMCP. And just as a point of reference, it's a trade group called the International Association of Microsoft Channel Partners. Ken, sir, what's your story? Is this the first time you have become a member of the Houston chapter of IAMCP?
It is, and it's frankly something I hadn't thought about. I've known of the organization for a long time, but as you know, I'm not a reseller, I'm not a Microsoft partner, and so I assumed that I wouldn't be allowed in, or that I wouldn't be a good fit. But of course, we have a mutual friend, Rudy Rodriguez, who's been very involved with the organization for quite a while, and I've known Rudy for quite a few years as well. And we reconnected at your barbecue a couple of months ago and started talking about things, and one thing led to another, and I asked him if there was such a thing as a vendor membership in IMCP. He kind of laughed and said, well, not exactly, but I helped persuade him that there was a need to let other people in that are not necessarily Microsoft partners or resellers, because we need a broader base of membership. And so there is a non-voting membership class that you're certainly welcome to join. So I did.
Yeah, and just to give people some details, and then Ken, I want you to be thinking about maybe some of the specific reasons you joined. I'll come back to that in a minute. But folks, it's a $250 membership, voting and non-voting. It's a global membership, is my understanding. Certainly North America, which is what is most applicable. And then you self-identify which chapter you want to be associated with. So in my case, it's Austin, Texas, and in Ken's, it's Houston. And Ken, interestingly, yesterday at the meeting, and we have the photo up on the screen of a board meeting I was allowed to sit in on. And yesterday they talked about that they're trying to make a Texas sort of regional play. And by that, I mean, they're mirroring what they did in Southern California. So in Southern California, the risk you have is you might have the LA community, you might have Orange County and San Diego, right? That would be logical that you would have 3 chapters. And that's a lot of dilution for a trade association, because we're trying to keep momentum and excitement and attendance and all that, you know, the good things going. So down there, it's called IAMCP SoCal, right? So they kind of combine 3 chapters in terms of geography. And that conversation's just starting in Texas. And again, I think that makes sense from my perspective. So see, you and I would be in the same chapter, right? It's the state of Texas. Ken, back to business. What are some of the reasons that you're joining? And it's okay that you want to better your business. That's a completely valid reason.
Well, and as you know, you and I both are networkers, and then we participate in industry organizations and trade shows and conferences and things like that. And my attitude is that I'm always learning something, meeting people that I can do business with, or even just have a nice conversation with. And in the process, of course, a lot of what I do is training and teaching, and so there are a lot of opportunities for me to give back and to share some of my my horror stories, my war stories, and revelations I've had over the years. And so one of the things that I think will happen pretty early in the game with my IAMCP membership will be to present programs to some of the chapters. We're already talking about that and looking at possible dates, and probably in the Houston, Dallas, and Austin chapters. So we'll see where that goes. But the next Houston meeting is in March, and so I'll be going there. And I've had some conversations with the Houston president, and of course with Rudy. And Rudy is kind of taking on the responsibility of lining up programs for all the chapters. And so I've raised my hand. I can speak.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm still learning about is the actual makeup of the membership. My assumption was that it was mostly techies and geeks, But from talking to the president of the Houston chapter, he indicated it's mostly the business owners that may have a techie background, but so the pure technical topics may not be as much interest to them as they are some of the other audiences I speak to. But
yeah,
as you know, I can address either type audience.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. That's actually a really good point. Then I'll share one or two reasons why I joined, and similar to you. But the geeks would probably be more at home and comfortable with being active in the SpiceWorks community. SpiceWorks out of Austin, Texas. Ken, you and I attended that together a couple of years ago, their annual Spice World show. And that is not the IAMCP. Right, that very different crowds, with all due respect, and you can be both. I mean, you can be an entrepreneur and be both technical and business. I joined for a couple of reasons. One is, and I was a very active member in the 1990s, and back in the 1990s, the IAMCP almost acted like an ombudsman and served as an advocate for partners, Microsoft partners, to represent them before Microsoft. And so that's what I am joining for and would like to see a little bit more of, right, is advocacy and so on. And what that means is we got to get that Texas attitude. It's going to take some Texas attitude to take on Redmond. And I mean that in a kind way, but we need checks and balances in an ecosystem. And so that's one of the reasons I joined. Ken, the other is now that I'm spending significant time in Austin. Yes, sir. I want to make friends. I mean, I want to get involved in a few things, a bicycle club, the IAMCP. I want to make friends. And then finally, what I'm hoping to do, and I'm not prepared to announce specifics, but I'm hoping to do some joint things with the IAMCP and SMB Nation. And this would be along the lines of initiatives I've proposed to Dell here in Round Rock, Texas, in the immediate Austin area. And these were some big initiatives, Ken, and I just couldn't get it across the finish line. Dell is a big company. And it's
like Microsoft.
It's gonna take a coalition, right? It's gonna take a coalition to get some of these bigger projects across the finish line. I make money, you make money, the IAMCP makes money. That's kind of how the game is played. Ken, any final thoughts on the IAMCP, and we'll call it good for this month?
The only other thing that I thought of as you were talking about the Spice World and SpiceWorks is I think a major difference between it and IAMCP is that at least, and I've only been to that one Spice World conference, but what I saw was those are mostly in-house IT department type people, the enterprise salaried techies. And on the other hand, IAMCP is almost exclusively people that are third-party support providers who have to do a good job. They're getting paid based on the quality of what they deliver, not based on the number of years they've worked there and how much seniority they have and who they know and that sort of thing. So not to knock SpiceWorks, but just I think that's a big difference in the membership in terms of the orientation and who you're meeting and talking to.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, my friend. Well, hey, it's almost good flying weather out there, so go fly. We'll talk to you next month.
Thanks, Harry. Welcome back to Texas.
Thanks.